The potter's wheel is what brought me into pottery. From the first time I sat down at the wheel, I was hooked. I would get the wheel spinning, and the next thing I knew, the sun had gone down, I'd missed lunch, and I was surprised to discover that I had to pee. And it felt so good after, happy and calm. So here I am, many years later, sitting in my happy place. Normally I warm up with some smaller balls of clay, but I was eager to get working on this idea that I'd been brewing. This is my first ball on the wheel in a few weeks, and the ball of clay is both larger and wetter than I typically work with. What could go wrong? But can you blame me? Did you see how fast that centered? It was about 30 seconds. I went down to the wheel head and opened up the clay to form a ring that I pulled to try to make as wide as possible at the bottom. While I'm doing my initial pull up, I got distracted by a bubble that I could feel in the clay. So instead of pulling up and in, I kind of just went up. Since wheel time is also just playtime, I just kept at it, and I wanted to see if I could make a recovery or fix it or what I could do from here. There, I feel the bubble and I decide to take care of it. So I'm popping it, trying to fill it. But then that left a thin spot that I had to deal with. Which camp are you in? Are you take care of the bubbles in the clay, or are you leave them be? Or are you just good at wedging them out to begin with? Let me know. So as you can see, I really am starting to get it collared in and getting it straightened out a bit, but I do still have that thin spot from that bubble. I'm hopeful. And then there she blows. So from then on, I'm just like, all right, well, what can we do with this guy? Can I fix it? Can I bring it back? Can I resurrect this little zombie? I was quickly answered, and the answer is no. No, I cannot. But maybe I can bring it back down. At first I thought I'd fix the lip and then try to go back up. And then that was actually kind of fun going down, so I just kept going. And that's when I was like, all right, let's bring it all the way down and start over again. And get that little lump out of there. There it is. I'm getting it. There it is. That's the lump. All right, goodbye. Bye, lump. All right, now that I got that first one out of the way, let me pull again. Let me get a good pull in there. And you can see with the second pull, everything's so much better. Hey, you potters out there, do you ever notice that, like, when you collar in that last little bit, like you get a buckle of clay a little bit? Like one part of it kind of folds on itself, a little, not folds, but kind of smushes. It's not an evenly going in. It's just got one bit that's a little thicker from collaring it in. Ugh, I don't like that. Just saying, I don't like that. So because I had so much trouble with that first time going up, that it was too wide and I couldn't bring it in, I just decided to use a stick to widen it once I had the narrow opening, and then use a stick to widen it out. And it was right about here when I just decided that, you know what, we're good here. We're good here. That rim is a crime scene, but it's got a good shape to it. We're good here. I'll fix it in post. No, once it firms up a little bit, I'll play around with it. And I can't wait to show you what I turned that nasty rim into. It's so exciting. You ready? Stick around. So here we are with one of the finished ones. I'm making fishtail hanging planters. They're so cute. This isn't the one I was working on, but this is an example. But with that big nasty opening, what I did is I created this whole, forgive me being this gentle with it. It's actually bone dry greenware when it's most fragile. But here's the tail. Look, I added all this clay to the tail and created this little elongated section. Isn't that cute? I don't know. I really like it. And then the water goes through that little gap. Oh, hey, I never said. I actually make these planners upside down. Who knew? I hope this gets you itching to get in the studio, whatever kind of studio that is. Okay, thanks. Bye.